Hello there lovely people, my name's Rebecca. Welcome to my channel Sewing an Imperfect Life. On my channel I like to talk to you about sewing, about garment making, about fabric and a little bit about life. Today's video is more of a little snippet about life here in the Blue Mountains. I've been doing quite a bit of bushwalking and a bit of bargain hunting. If you're interested in that, watch on. Over the last 4 weeks, I have really enjoyed having one of my sisters visit from the UK, and we have made a real effort to get out and about and do some walks and to move our bodies. I'm going to share with you some of those walks. You'll be able to see some of the area where I live. I'm going to start from the bottom of the mountain and move my way up the hill. I hope you really enjoy the scenery. The first walk I believe I've talked to you about before but not shown this footage. This is a nice little kind of like 5.5k quite flat walk at the bottom of the hill. It's called the Riverwalk and it just goes on 2 sides of the Nepean River in a suburb or an area called Penrith, and it's a really nice easy walk. It's a great place to meet up with people to have a coffee because there's cafes on both sides that you pass, and the path is paved, so if you want to ride your bike or take your kids or walk a dog, it's a really easy thing to do. I hope you enjoyed this bit of footage. It's not, my sister and I went on this walk recently, but this footage is from a time I went a couple of months ago, very early morning in the spring, but I haven't shared this footage yet. The next bit of footage I have for you is at Falconbridge, which is a little village in the Blue Mountains. This is a track that is a 6.5k track one way. So you walk it one way along a fire trail and you get to this beautiful, beautiful, stunning lookout over the Gross Valley. Hopefully the shots are really clear for you. It's just lovely. It's not really accessible for kids unless they're on some really good like BMX bikes or something. And then you have to do the 6.5k's back to your car. So it's quite a long walk. My sister and I did it really early one morning before it got too hot. We were very pleased to get back to the car. It was a wonderful walk, but let's just say we were quite stiff for the next 2 days and had to do quite a bit of stretching. But here's the Falconbridge Fire Trail and a beautiful view over the Gross Valley.
Can't even see what I'm taking, can you?
This is the view from Falconbridge Lookout of the Gross Valley after a 6.5k walk. This is me after a 6.5k walk, and we have to do the return trip.
Struggling with me.
The last little snippet of a bushwalk I have to share with you today is a short walk from a cafe called the Conservation Hut at Wentworth Falls. Wentworth Falls is on a cliff. There's quite a few escarpments, so any bushwalking you're going to do there is going to be down and up. It's lots of steep inclines, but the steep inclines mean all the views are amazing. They look out over the valley and over other mountains. It's just beautiful. This is a short walk we did from the Conservation Hut to a couple of lookouts and back after we had brunch at the cafe. The cafe there also has an amazing view that looks out. The only problem is sometimes, because it's in the mountains, if you get cooler weather, sometimes you just sit there in a shroud of mist, which is wonderful in itself, but you don't get the view. The last little thing I've been out and about doing is a little bit of bargain hunting. I've spoken to you before about a wonderful organisation and group of shops called the Sewing Basket, which are like op shops for sewing. And there are 4 of them in New South Wales, the state where I live, and I'd been to all 3 and I managed to get to the 4th one, which is the one in Newington near Homebush. So I plucked up the courage to go somewhere new, popped in my car, headed down the hill, found it and had a really delightful explore and came away with some great bargains. hope you enjoyed that little look at the sewing basket. Okay, I'm going to show you what I managed to find. I do love the fact that it's a bit of a treasure hunt. You never know what you're going to find when you go there. The fabrics are great, but because they're often vintage fabrics, they're often they have a very thin width, often 90 centimeters or 100 or 110. So that limits what you can do with them. Sometimes you can't even get a pair of trousers out of the fabric because it's just not wide enough at that widest point of the trousers across my butt. But I can usually get some sort of blouse or top out of them. Okay, so the first fabric I have is this lovely brushed cotton. It is super soft and the colors are wonderful. This is, I believe, a width of 90 centimeters, but it is 175 centimeters long, so I will get some sort of top out of it. These first three fabrics, I have in mind a particular pattern that I bought a while ago in PDF form and had it printed out, and I have not yet made it. So I will probably make it with one of these ginghams here that I'm about to show you, and then if it's a really good fit for me, I think I'll just make the other two up in the same pattern. I'm really going to try to do that this year, reuse a lot of patterns and revisit them. So my next one is this lovely little cotton bit of small gingham. That is 1.7 meters. So I should be able to get a top out of that. Then I have this very sweet red gingham. Both of those feel quite thin and light, but they feel really nice quality. They didn't go static in the dryer. I take things home, wash them and pop them in the dryer straight away so they're ready to sew up, and so I don't have to worry about shrinkage. The red gingham is 1.5 meters long. Okay. My next fabric is a blue twill. I thought this would be really good for testing out a Merchant and Mills trouser pattern that I have forgotten the name. I'll pop in a picture and the name up on the screen for you. The only worry is this is only 90 centimeters wide, so I'm not sure I'll get it out of it. It's almost 3 meters long, but only 90 centimeters wide, so I'm not sure if that's wide enough. It's just a really lovely mid to darkish blue, but a lovely weight, a mid-weight. So there's that one. The next fabric I got is a piece of red French terry, and I love the feel and the weight. It's so lovely and soft. I thought I'd get a pair of tracksuit pants out of it, but because of the shape, the width and the shape of it, it's just not going to fit. So I'll have to have a little think about what I use this for. I might even try out a skirt, a stretch skirt. So here it is. And you can see I'm sticking to that color palette of reds and blues and whites that I've been working on for a while now, and the last one sticks to that color palette as well. It's a really lovely piece of batik. It was quite stiff, but now that I've given it a wash and thrown it in the dryer, it's just a lovely mid-weight cotton with a little bit of structure, but not stiff anymore. Isn't that wonderful? So what I thought, because that's so big and bold, and I've got quite a large bit of it, I thought I'd check and see if I had enough to make a jumpsuit. And as I mentioned earlier, this year I'm going to really try to revisit some patterns that I've tried out before and liked, but I didn't love them because I wanted to either tweak them or because I wanted to either change the fabric. So I was reminded recently that I really liked jumpsuit patterns, but I had made the Valley jumpsuit by Peppermint Magazine and Ready to Sew, I think it is, and I hadn't remade that into something that I liked even better. So I think a jumpsuit out of that very big, bold and vibrant batik fabric would be wonderful. Hopefully I've got enough for that. After visiting the sewing basket, I was going to visit my mum. So on the way there, I decided to stop in at another op shop, and I had a really good look around and had quite a bit of fun. I didn't get a lot of stuff there, but I did manage to find a pattern that I thought would be great for using to sew gifts for people in the future. It's called Potluck Party by Ellie Mae Designs, and it's got this great casserole carrier that looks just so useful for me and useful for others. And when I showed this pattern to my mum and my sister, they both went, oh yes, we'd use that for sure. So I'll show you on the screen, and then I might have to take a photo of it as well so you can see it clearly. Okay, so they are my bargain finds. I am still on summer holidays. We've had a couple of very, very hot days here around Sydney, and today is blessedly cool and it's actually a bit rainy. I met a couple of friends for brunch this morning, and ever since then I've just been languishing, because you know what? Rest is just as important as doing stuff. And I think that's what holidays are for. Doing what you need to do. Sometimes it's tasks around the house, sometimes it's seeing people, and sometimes it's just laying like broccoli and languishing. So that's what I'm going to go off and do now. I have been chipping away at some other sewing makes. Nothing is completely finished yet. So I'm just going to keep chipping away, and when I finish them, I'll put together another video to share with you of my latest makes. There does seem to be a bit of a theme of like a chocolate brown colour with all those makes that are in the works at the moment. I don't know why it happens that way, but it does seem to happen that way with me. I get on a bit of a colour binge and just keep going with fabric of that colour in various degrees. I hope you're well. I hope you're having time to languish and just enjoy a little bit of rest wherever you are. And I hope you're enjoying your creativity and your makes. Thanks so much for joining me today, everyone. I hope you also liked that little glimpse into the Blue Mountains. Bye for now.